Hello everyone, Miss Gretchen with Rubies and Moonstones. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new to my channel, I hope that you like it here and will consider subscribing. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. I really do greatly appreciate each and every one of you. So today I am going to show you how to use the Mica method, which is using mica powder to fill in gaps within your background. And it works especially well when you are trying to fill in white or light colored areas. I originally was going to combine two things into one video. I was going to show you how to use the Mica method and how I am planning to frame her or mat Gladys onto a piece of foam board, but I've decided to break the videos down into two separate videos. So this one is just on using the Mica method, and then there will be a separate video to show you how I'm going to put her onto a piece of foam board. So if you want to see how I actually frame her, there will be another video coming for that. But right now we're just going to focus on the Mica method. If you're not aware, Gladys is done with square drills. The entire background is white color blocking, and I did use a multiplacer, and so you can see some of those lines in it, and I am going to show you that up close. So I am going to employ the Mica method that was created by Jade with Jaded Gem Shop, I believe. And I believe that she is the first person that came up with this and showed this idea, and I know I have seen other creators use it as well, and I want to test it out on this. I love these Richard Lorenz birds, and I really want to get them framed in on my wall, and so I just want to be very careful with everything that I do. There is one section over here where they originally had words over here. It said Gladys, my kind of crazy, and I covered up the words with just the matching colors of drills. So in those areas, you can see the black background where those black words were supposed to be. And you can see it over here too. I hope that that's showing up on the screen. So I purchased this box of different mica powder colors because there's 72 different colors, hoping that I would be able to find a color that would match this green or that blue. Now I've already opened it and kind of gone through the colors, and I've got my toothbrushes in here for applying the mica powder. But I wasn't able to find one that really goes well. So I did test it out on this one first because I really don't want to mess up Gladys. And I tried applying a green color here to cover up like this line there. And I don't know if it's really showing up through the camera or not, but I really don't see a difference. And if anything, I thought that it made it a little bit worse. So I don't think that I am going to actually try and put colored mica powder into the colored sections. I'm only going to do the white. Now, before I actually started this video, I did already do a section just to kind of see how it would go, and I am really impressed. So let me bring you down and show you some of the lines that I have up here that I'm going to be filling in first, and then I'm going to show you the completed area and see if you can see a difference. So here are some of the lines that I'm going to be trying to cover up. And I am going to try and mostly just stick to this white area. I might come over here. Sorry for the shadow. Lots of lines in there. Coming down And then down here, doesn't this spot look a little bit better? So trust me, there were lines here too, but this is where I tried the Mica Method. And I think it looks so much better than up here. So I already did mica powder all the way across the bottom and even into this worded section. I did do it in here and over there, and I think it is a huge difference. Oh my gosh. And so up here is the areas that I still need to do as well. So I can definitely see the lines. I hope that they're showing up to you. I think that the most obvious place is over here. So that's going to be the big comparison. So I am not going to do the entire Mica Method on the entire thing on camera because that would be really boring. However, when I was watching Jade's video, she also mentioned how she used mica powder to cover up the glue on the edges. And she said it really in passing that that's like how she came up with this method, is because she used mica powder to cover up that gluey edge. And I had never thought to do that. And so I tried it, and I also put mica powder along the edges, and it is no longer sticky there. It still looks really nice. You can't really tell that it's there, but the powder has just covered that up, and now it's not sticky there anymore, which is awesome. So I'm going to be putting mica powder along the edges as well, just to get rid of that extra glue. So just to show you, in case you are someone who has not seen this method, I will do a little bit with you on camera. So I'm going to start by pulling off all of my tape that I have on the edges, since I'm going to put the mica powder on the edges as well. Okay, so Mica Method. So even though there's 72 colors in this kit that I bought, I am only going to be using this one. So I chose Flake White is the color that I used. I don't have paper plates or anything, and you don't need a lot of powder, and it is kind of like glitter, so it will kind of get everywhere. Before I just used the lid, but that was kind of hard to get my toothbrush into, so I just am creating a little bowl out of some tin foil for this demonstration. I'm just going to put a little bit in here. Okay, and then I'll try and use it up. There's one other thing that you're going to need for this method besides the mica powder, and you're also going to need a toothbrush. You're going to need some baby wipes too. They work really well on helping to pick up any of this extra that falls off, and then you'll also use it later. So let's go ahead and start in this top section that is really bad in my opinion. So just take your toothbrush and dab it into the mica powder. And then here, I'm going to zoom you in here too. And then you just start applying it, and it really does kind of fly everywhere, so you don't need a lot. And you want to make sure you get into all of the grooves. And like I said, I want to get this edge too, so I'm going to get all of the edges also, and running in like a circular motion so that it gets in all of the grooves, because we're using that white to cover up those lines by getting in between the grooves and covering up wherever those black lines happen to be that were originally there to help us with our placement. And as it goes on, because it is a glittery effect, it does provide like an additional shine onto the tops of the drills, but our focus is trying to get in between the drills. Otherwise, it's kind of making them look a little bit fairy dusty by shining up the top. And that would be fine, and we could leave it like that, I'm sure. But at the end, I'm going to rub a baby wipe over the top to take off that excess mica powder. And here I'm going to really get the side. And so then that should remove that extra shine, but it'll keep all of the mica powder down in the grooves. Jade, you are a genius for coming up with this method. It is like magic to see all of these little grooves going away. And I feel like these light colors are the hardest colors to do with multiplacing and things like that, just because it is so much easier to see those imperfections when you weren't able to get them laid down perfectly. And when you have such a huge color blocked section, I mean, it's hard to do it perfectly. I don't think that you can. And I tried, I did multiplacing through most of it. I did try doing some checkerboard as well to see if that made much of a difference, but I really did not notice a significant difference. I still was finding lines, so I ended up just continuing to multiplace. All right, I'm going to keep doing this for a little bit just to make sure that I get it throughout this entire corner so that I'm able to kind of make sure that I can identify how far I have gone. And then I will show you the results here. All right, one final thing is to show you that I'm going to try and not get this powder on especially my dark colors, but when it comes to these light colors, I'm not going to be super concerned. Right now, as you can see, I am going over the yellow. And it's just going, because it's a light color, it is going to kind of help cover up any of the lines that were in there as well. And of course, when I'm looking at this, 2 inches in front of my face, I am really seeing lines that maybe you guys don't see as well behind the camera, but I will show you in a second why it's not a huge deal to go over those colored sections in a second. And in fact, I am going to go ahead and go over this entire yellow ball because there were some lines in it as well. All right, so I just kind of tried to use up most of the mica powder that I have in here, which there is still some, but I am going to stop here. My husband has a huge phobia of glitter, so I'm going to carefully just dispose of this mica powder. It's not incredibly expensive, and in the future I'm just going to order a large tub. So now I'm going to take my baby wipe and I am going to rub it across all of the drills that I covered. So I did put some mica powder on this yellow circle, and I also have it on some of these as well. So now by going across with the baby wipe, I will be taking off the mica powder from the tops of the drills, and it will just stay in the cracks. Okay, so I will take some before and after photos, but so here is the section that I have done the Mica Method on. And I think it looks better. Here is that circle. And you can kind of see the white in the grooves there. But I think that it makes the spacing look better overall than having those black lines coming through. So that is what it looks like. I think it looks so much better. So here's a close-up of where I have done the Mica Method, and this was one where there's some more obvious gapping. And if we just come down here a little bit, do you see that difference? Look at those black lines in between those drills. And now look at them here. It's amazing. Jade, you are a genius. It's magic. Okay, so as I said, I am going to cut away here and I am going to spend some time doing the Mica Method on the entire background. Because Diamond Art Club's drills are so shiny, I do not notice a significant difference between where I have laid mica powder to where I have not. As far as the tops of the drills go, I only notice it on the edges. Oh, and I forgot to point this out. Okay, so I put mica powder down here, and okay, you can hear the glue there, right? No glue, no glue. It's awesome. I love that extra little tidbit. So, oh, this spot looks awful. So remember this. I will do some pictures to try and do some side-by-side comparisons when I come back, but so I'll cut away and then I will come back and show you what this looks like when I have done the Mica Method on the entire background. All right, so now we're back and I have put mica powder throughout the entire background. And I can definitely tell a difference, and I hope that you can as well. I will put in some side-by-side pictures to kind of show you some comparisons, but I definitely think she looks better. To try and avoid this shaky camera issue, I'm going to just hold this up. Now, it's not that you can't see any lines anymore. There's going to be some. But I think it looks so much better. This area, I think, was very bad, and it looks so much better now. Here is another section. And the spots that still have some issues are just kind of spots that I think I did bad or not great placement. But I'm so impressed, and I'm so much happier with how she looks overall. I did put some powder within these balls to kind of help with the lines there as well. And because they're such a light color, you can kind of see the white within the grooves, but it's not super obvious. There's a little bit even there. Does she look good? Now, one other area I was going to show you is down here in her foot. I did get some powder within this purple, and I even got some up on this area. I didn't scrub it into her pant area, so it's not really in the grooves too bad there. It did get within some of the grooves in this purple area, but it's because I went over it with that baby wipe, it's not super obvious, and I don't think it looks that bad. I even came in and put some mica powder within that white by her earring, and think that it has helped there as well. I am really, really happy with how she turned out. So that is how you use the Mica Method to help color in those dark lines and any issues you might have with multiplacing, especially when working with light colors. I do think you could do it with a variety of colors. Like I showed you, I had a pack of 72 different colors. It's just a matter of trying to match them if you need to. But I also think that it's usually those light colors that really show up and that we have the biggest issues with. So you're most likely only going to really notice gapping and major issues when you are trying to multiplace with the light colors anyway. So in hindsight, I wish I would have only bought a tub of white mica powder and not that 72 color pack. I will put a link in the description box to the 72 color pack that I got, but I will also link what I am going to buy in the future, which is just going to be a plain old tub of white mica powder. I really only see myself using this for white or light colored areas in the future, and so we'll only need to have a white color. So yay, I am so much happier with how she looks now, and I cannot wait to get her on my wall. So that is going to be my next step, getting her onto a piece of poster board so that I can hang her on my wall. So if you're interested in that, please look for another video that will show you how to do that. So what do you think? Could you tell a difference? I hope that you could, so that this video is actually helpful. Have you tried the Mica Method? Have you not tried it? What do you think about it? All right, that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give it a like. If you would like to see more of my content as I create it, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.